This meeting, thank you. Success. Mm. Thank you. Guten Abend, meine Herren. Guten Abend. Appreciation and love are the same vibration. Henrietta, Chris, Ariette, Christy, Ian, Greta, Peter, Sarah, Dorrit, John Kelly, David Icke, Ali Ray, Tim Brown, Mickey, Judy, Annie. There we go.
Pfizer documents released out of the FOIA request. There's a couple of oddities in there.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. There we go. Yes, isn't that lovely? Morning peace music. Good morning, welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we go, one more time, my friends. I could just vibe on that all day long here. That is just gorgeous. It kind of reminds me of a heartbeat. These four notes over and over again. Thank you for that. I will post that on the page here. Welcome to morning prayers for Wednesday, May 11th. Yes, I'm going to have to take a minute and come back into my body after all that. That was absolutely fantastic. Grateful to be here with you. I had a magical day yesterday. There is no other word for it. Wednesday, May 11th, 2022. The light is returning to our fair world, and aren't we just amazed and grateful? I know I am. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. So once again, it's just a joy and an honor and a privilege and a real groovy thing, a real happy moment in my day when I get to share these thoughts and ideas and perspectives and teachers and teachings and poems and prayers and promises, as the saying goes. Isn't that a John Denver song? Yeah. And a few John Denver fans out there, Jerry and Annie and a few others, myself included. I met the great man one day. I'll give you that story at some point. There's just so much to catch up from yesterday. My landlord and friend Jerry has become a fan of morning prayers. I couldn't be happier. I'm so grateful to this guy. He's been so kind and generous and supportive of me and what I do and my ability to live in this nice, beautiful spot that I'm in, this lovely home. And we'll see what happens next, Jerry. But I'm grateful for all your feedback and would love to stay on here if it works for both of us. So we'll see what happens. Thank you for all of that. Bless you. Jerry's quite a character. It's all I can do to keep up with him. He's the wittiest, one of the wittiest guys I ever hung out with. Brilliant guy. Bless you, Jerry. Another shout out to Annie, and we're kind of navigating the next chapter in our deep soulmate friendship after a wobbly week. I think we're starting to find our way, and I'm very grateful for that, Annie. I love you, and I'm so glad you're in my life in whatever way feels, appropriate and comfortable. And clarity is what it's all about these days. Don't we know it? As we're coming up to the massive, game-changing lunar eclipse, full moon, Wesak moon, blood moon in Scorpio on Monday, it's all hands on deck, my friends. Yeah, we're everyone is just trying to keep up with the demands and the opportunities and the revelations. My retreat, my guides tell me, is what do I believe? How deeply do I believe it? Is it true for me now? Yeah, when you're in the mystery schools and you've passed an initiation, your teacher, your mentor, says that's great. Now go into the woods and fast and pray for a day or two or three, and ask yourself these questions: what do I believe? How deeply do I believe it? And is it my truth now? Because, of course, we want to live from and in the vibration of our deepest truth, because nothing else is really important. Nothing else matters. Nothing else is eternal. The truth is eternal at the deepest level. That's the gift. That's the opportunity. So there's retreat. Second angel card for today is manifestation. Thank you, God. I'm seeing that everywhere in my life at the moment. And the third one is signs. Of course, when you're headed in the right direction, things begin to flow and work and get groovy again. If you're not, if it's an uphill battle, if you're up to your neck with alligators, there's probably some work to be done. Yeah. So here's to the whole journey, my friends. A lot of great shares to bring in here today. Let me continue to catch up from yesterday. So I mentioned Michael Collins, my favorite local TD, who's been so helpful and supportive as well with me and my life and being here in Ireland. And he continues to help me out. I'm so grateful. He did quite a talk about the housing situation in Ireland in the Dáil a couple days ago, and I posted that and mentioned that yesterday. And Saturday, Martin Leahy, who's a new friend, and Declan Sinnott and Vicky Keating, who are older friends, they did a great concert, which Martin and I got together for coffee yesterday morning, and which was a joy. Really, Martin is a deep soul, thoughtful soul, and very successful in his own way and in his own music. And I'm really delighted to get to know him. We kind of got off on the wrong foot a few months ago, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to begin again. So he has a new song that he wrote called "Everybody Needs a Home," and he's been promoting that and playing that out. It's been on the radio and in the Evening Echo, etc. So he was on with Declan, and Vicky did a concert Saturday night, which I've raved about and posted on my page. He was telling me yesterday it's been seen by 1,400 people so far as of Tuesday morning, and that's fantastic. So anyway, I connected Michael Collins, the TD, with Martin Leahy, the singer-songwriter, and both of them were grateful to hook up with each other. So if you haven't heard his song, Martin's song, it's here on my page. Everyone should have a home, and it's brilliant. And Martin is on the bus from. He lives here in Bandon. He's headed up to Dublin tomorrow, and perhaps Michael and Martin will hook up in person and figure out what's next. And I hope that I get to be a part of that. It's a pleasure to know all these wonderful people in my life. Fighting the good fight for taking care of everybody. Isn't that what it's all about? So here's to you guys. Thank you so much. And Jerry as well. Absolutely. We're all in this thing together, my friends. Okay. So lots of great posts here. I think that's what I had wanted to share there to not forget any of that. If there's more, please remind me. Yeah. Let's start here with Little Shams Tabrizi. Yeah. It is pointless trying to know where the way leads. Think only about your first step, the rest will come. Now, Shams Tabrizi, I think, is a chap who's alive today who's on my friend list. I'll have to look him up. Shams Tabriz, I learned through the late, great Robert Bly, was the partner of Rumi, I believe, or a fellow poet of Rumi, the great Middle Eastern mystic poet. Right. So I'm going to start here with this one from Ali Ray. And we'll go here. Knowing this now is the time of this experience for many and call to reshare in support. Ali says, beloveds, I am aware that many are traversing a very specific holy corridor. Did I read this yesterday? Yeah. Not sure. Going again. Here we go. Ali Ray. Beloveds, I am aware that many are traversing a very specific holy corridor that I like to refer to as aloneness. This is not an experience of feeling lonely, and if you find yourself in this particular holy corridor, you know it is far more than that. This feels as though you're becoming more separated from your life and others than you have ever been. And just when you think it couldn't possibly be felt more deeply, it is. You may find yourself feeling so increasingly disconnected from everyone and everything, especially the friends, family, and even soul tribe you felt closest to. It may feel like, with each passing moment, you feel increasingly separate from so many things, places, and people you loved, and all of the things you liked doing. It may feel especially challenging, and there may be deep grief as you find that even beautiful creations you created in service to others are no longer feeling satisfying. And no matter your surroundings or the lovely people who inhabit space around you, you cannot escape a deep feeling of aloneness. The feeling of isolation, that's also retreat, and aloneness feels truly inescapable, and it keeps exponentially growing. And it feels as though it may just become some type of black hole inside of you and suck you in, and you will never be seen or heard from again. Precious heart, I bring you comfort in this timing of confusion. I tell you now that you are in the midst of a most holy corridor. Your fear often rises, shouting, I am all alone. No one understands me. And who am I anyway? Beloved, you are on your way to knowing the truth. Not a new idea of you, but the truth of you, all in capitals. And this must be accomplished in a very specific sequencing. It is correct that you are being sucked into a black hole of sorts by this aloneness. I tell you, precious heart, this aloneness will culminate in a state of such perfect aloneness that something glorious is activated. I think Annie and I can relate to that. You will be sucked in perfect timing as to be catapulted into an entirely new state of being that you, as of yet, cannot conceive. Dear one, allow yourself this experience. Allow it fully. I tell you from my own heart knowing and experience that what you will discover through this passage, through this holy corridor, is everything your heart has longed to remember. All you need to do is resist the urge to fight these feelings. And you need not amplify your suffering. Allow yourself to feel and acknowledge all that is happening within you and keep breathing. Your appointed time for this miraculous unfolding is imminent. It is all underway. So please, sweet one, be easy. Allow yourself this profound and complete experience of aloneness. You are approaching a very holy light that will illuminate all. It is so. I so love you, beloveds. Love is, love is, love is. God is, God is, God is. Ali Ray, take a deep breath. A few updates from our sister, Teresa Lutnager, who has arrived safe and sound in Wales, and part one gave us this beautiful snapshot of the sheep and the green rolling hills and the woods outside her bedroom window. She says, "This is the gorgeous view from my bedroom window this morning. Lindsay and Tracy picked me up at the airport yesterday morning and drove me into the Welsh countryside. Thank you both for your incredible graciousness and warm welcome. As soon as we got a wee bit into Wales, the dragon energies completely took me. I felt and still feel subsumed into a realm so beautiful, I do not have words. We are going deeper into the wilds of Wales, deeper into the wilds of our own hearts. Thank you especially to Zahara for everything." All right, there's part one. That was about 24 hours ago. And let's go to part two. Let me find this. Our Lady was up and at 'em and exploring the countryside, full steam ahead. For her workshop in Wales and Ireland, which you can attend in person and or on Zoom. The Zoom one has filled up quite nicely. There's still space there for people. The in-person one is intimate, is the word there. All right, I've got like 4 posts here from Teresa. Here's the second one. She gives us 14 pictures of the countryside. This is 15 hours ago. She says, "I woke up in a fairy tale, really and truly." And so check out those beautiful pictures there. Then here's another one to the group. The workshop is called the Venus, 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 Gaia Temple Rising Pilgrimage. And she's giving us the update here on the Schumann frequency. She says, "I've never seen a spike like this in all the years I've tracked the Schumann resonance. How are you all feeling?" And so Dorit said this as well, that she saw yesterday like 15 solar flares in a row that were all very major. So of course the solar flares, the sun is a huge ball of light and energy and electromagnetic vibration. And when the solar flares go off, sometimes they hit the Earth. And the Schumann frequency, of course, is the electromagnetic resonance of the Earth itself. It's usually around 30, I believe. It's been going up and down to 70. So we're really getting the signs from the cosmic weather that we're in a big season of change here. There's no doubt. The other thing to mention here is that Zahara and Teresa did an interview here about the workshop, which I've reposted on my page. It's nearly 90 minutes long, with Mary Catherine McNeil Pathak, who I've not connected with before, but looking forward to that. And then the last thing is I will hook up with Teresa and Bernie, her partner. The current invitation is they're going to fly into Dublin on the 18th and take the train to Sligo for the workshop from Thursday through Sunday, and I'm invited up for that. If I can get away, I will definitely do that. And then we might all come back and hang out in Cork for a little bit together and get to know each other in this part of the world. So we'll see. But anyway, that was the voicemail last night. So now you know as much as I do. And do check out the information there about this workshop, because it is a chance of a lifetime, as we like to say. Okay, where else do I want to go? Pam Gregory has a new video on the eclipse there, which is worth hearing. Here's Lewis Carroll, my friends. "You're mad, bonkers, completely off your head. But I'll tell you a secret. All of the best people are." And I second that emotion. It's amazing. The sun and the clouds are playing tag with each other out there in the sky. And 1 minute it's as bright as can be, and the next minute it's 20 degrees cooler and darker. Abigail Stellar Shekina. She says, "Dear one, be wise not to form opinions or judgments of another based on someone else's gossip or recipe of creation, even if they seem justified. Use discernment and remain transparent, vibrating in divine love and compassion. What others might say about another via passing words, in truth, has nothing to do with who they are speaking about, and more to do with their projections from their shadows. No matter how kind someone is, they can still end up playing the villain in someone else's movie perceptions of them. In addition, the current purging from ascension is causing a lot of this to surface as well. As various entities and other lower vibrational beings, attachments, attacks bring lies and distortion. Have that higher awareness instead of buying into the drama. That's right. Well said, darling. Abigail is in Australia. She says, remember this truth. The conflict between light workers, advanced souls, healers, and starseeds does not serve the higher purpose this earth needs. Human lower conflicts are the distractions created by the dark forces taking us away from love, from God, and from serving as our higher self. Being kind is needed more than being right. Amen to that. Decide if it's truly worth your energy to participate in the tearing down of another's life and resonate with lower timelines as a result. Yes, we hate what we fear and we fear what we don't understand. And the path of healing is to forgive ourselves and each other over and over again until we come back to peace. Allow space for each being to grow, heal, and be successful and abundant. You are either putting your energies towards unity consciousness or a fear-based separation timeline. Be conscious with this. It's time for all light workers to rise. We are one. Abigail, Stellar, Shekinah. Thank you very much, my friend. And here's one from our lovely Ariette Love in the Netherlands, I believe in Amsterdam. She says, tonight a message came, a picture of her in front of Mary Magdalene's sacred space in the south of France. She says, tonight a message came across that I had to share, not because it's new, but because it is necessary very regularly for now to be reminded of certain essential matters. So here's our theme for today. Because in times of chaos, people quickly fall into old behavior, old thinking patterns, and can feed old, disasterful beliefs. Yes, we did yesterday Tim Wild's, I did it 2 days in a row, Tim Wild's meditation from his Monday meditation about healing what Regina Meredith, Barbara Hand Clow calls catastrophobia, which is that in the unconscious of the human mind, the collective unconscious, as Carl Jung would describe it, there is this knowing of other civilizations that were destroyed, basically, to put it simply, and that a lot of that is being triggered in the collective unconscious right now. So Tim Wild did a beautiful meditation. I've done it the last 2 days of letting go of unconscious memories of the fall of Atlantis. Yeah? Okay. Because in times of chaos, people quickly fall into old behavior, old thinking patterns that can feed old disasterful beliefs above, impacting your level of well-being and your ascension process. Ascension is the best. A lot is being talked about in our circles. The word is often used. After all, we are going through a collective ascension process. What came through had to do with this. It was emphasized that what we are doing is unique, all in caps. We are in one major experiment of which those who are from the future already know the outcome, cannot be fooled by this. It was, yes, this is also Marciniak and the Pleiadians. It was also emphasized, thank you, that you already have everything you need inside. Indeed, that's Rumi and Muji and others. And here is something to win for many that matters everything in your life. And there is something to win for many that matters everything in your life. What we go through and do has never been shown before. Certainly not from such a low vibration that planet Earth and all life on it has been in for a long time. Not anymore, though. Not one person has the recipe with the necessary ingredients and method of preparation. We all bring unique ingredients and add them to the creative dish. Be aware, be very aware of this. Stop here for a while. Feel like you already believe this. Don't despise your body. Make sure you get it. Take good care of it. After all, everything about you matters. Your heart and soul, spirit, your emotions and feelings, your mind, your body and limbs, all levels of self, I'm going to add there, are ascending. If you have complaints on one or more levels, it's not to punish you or because you're wrong. That's the ego's interpretation of illness and pain. If you have complaints, it's asking for your blank. Use it for your blank. Pay attention to it without having to blank. Be neutral, curious. What is this teaching me? What is this showing me? What is this asking of me? Feedback from our healing journey, which I raised my hand about the last 2 months. Definitely learning to love my body, appreciate good health, be very interconnected. I think our bodies, what does Addie call this? The body elemental, the body deva, something like this. And Cryon has the same name. Listening to the wisdom of our body, simply put, and connecting that more to our conscious mind. Literally ask as often as you can, sweet body, mind, etc., what do you need now? As vibrations rise, it may be that nothing you used to, in a broad sense, is now being experienced as too heavy. This could be about nutrition, water, company, amusement, work. It will help your ascension process. You help yourself if you are willing to question everything, meaning all. Embrace the not to know how. Embrace the not knowing, I'm going to say there, Ariette. Embrace radical uncertainty from the security you carry inside you. Right. Live in the world, but not of it. What certainty do you carry deep inside? Go on a journey of discovery. If you don't feel this enough, be once again curious until. Are you all getting all this? I mean, her English is great. I hear what she's giving us here, from her own experience, to integrate our connection to our body, mind, spirit in these new energies is work. We're not on automatic pilot any longer. We're not just cruising through the day. We're being asked to pay attention. I'm just going to skip ahead here. You can read the whole article. Love yourself. Be infinitely. Drill your perseverance at the same time. A kind of, she's got me on that. That's Dutch. Everything you've gained in this and other lives matters, even if you don't know what or how or why or when. Everything that you are and bring matters. You are an essential part of the all. Everything is connected to everything. You carry unique, specific codes in your, I'm going to say body here, body, mind, spirit, codes with certain frequencies, energy, vibrations, ascension codes, also in our hearts, of course. Finally, the more of these codes that get released, the more your vibration rises on all levels, the more all that is vibrations rise. Where you feel powerless, the silent scream sounds. That's a great phrase. An inner whisper, giving space to your strength. Where you meet discontent within yourself, the invitation is your peace. Experience the deep silence within, and day in. Peace. Free yourself, redeem your codes. Everything will benefit from it. Big love. And she signs it Bear. Okay. Thank you for that, sweetheart. Bless you. I got you. And she's certainly been going through that. I know Ariette amazingly had a near-death experience a few months ago. She was that sick that she had the full-blown thing. So glad that she's still with us and she's getting her health back. Yes, a shout out to my old friend Bernie Smith, who I know was also going through a healing crisis. I'd heard through a mutual friend, and I saw her yesterday when I was sitting and chatting with Martin, and I was delighted to see her. She looked radiant. So what a great gift that was. Here's to you, Bernie. Well done. Bernie is a homeopath and lives in Clonakilty, and we spent a lot of time together at one point. So, sending you all my love. Bless you. The moment you start acting like life is a blessing, it starts feeling like one. And that is from the attitude of gratitude. I said to myself at one point yesterday, I don't think I knew what gratitude was until this very day. So many things that I'm grateful for at the moment. It's really a joy. What else? And I heard from my dear friend Annabelle, um, who I'd not heard from in 9 months or 10 months. So all sorts of wonderful messages were falling out of the ethers yesterday. Just brilliant. Lazarus, my teacher of the last 35 years, has a new blending, and it is called Healing Fear and Pain with Our Future Selves. And I've got a whole bunch of Lazarus on my iPad and iPhone, and I was doing Receiving from Your Future Self last night, and I did Calling on the Great Ones of Abundance this morning with Oren. That was great before I put my feet on the floor. Okay, I want to play you here Lars Mull. Lars is a mystic. He's from Scandinavia. The story, I saw his interview with Stuart Spencer, who's a real character. Stuart just interviewed Patricia Cota Robles a few weeks ago, and he's quite something. His background is in theater, and he does voice, and he speaks into the mask, and he's always projecting, and has just a great energy about him. So he interviewed Lars as well, and I learned that Lars is about my age, in his 60s. There looks like, and he's a bright light, and he's an author and a mystic and a very gifted teacher. He was a musician for years and successful, and then he had his own healing crisis, and through that healing crisis, illness and all that, he got connected to his teacher in the world, who put him on the spiritual path, and he's been a different man ever since. So let me give you, this is an excerpt from his new book. This is on YouTube there. It's called Now It All Begins, and it's about 7 minutes, I think. But I definitely wanted to share that here this morning. My computer's being slow today for some good reason. Need to clean out the RAM. Okay, that's an ad. We'll skip the ad. La 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 la, there's the sun. It's 6 minutes. I'm going to close a few windows, try to speed things up a bit here. Thanks for your patience.
Why? Why is it that we have fucked up everything and turned this beautiful world into a pale and angst-ridden dream of artificial promises directed by a handful of angst-ridden people that most of us seem to hail as rulers just because they have gathered so much worldly wealth that they, and we with them, believe it is their deserved right? Why? I tell you why. It is because we totally have forgotten who we are, where we come from, what we are doing here, and where we are going. It is because we have turned away from God. God? Yes, God. But just who or what is God? To me and a whole lot of others, God is the ultimate multidimensional consciousness and loving intelligence that created everything. This compassionate consciousness is everywhere, everywhere, within you and within me. That is why we can read in Genesis that we were created in God's image, and why Yeshua told us that the kingdom of heaven is within us and all around us. Just think about it. You are already enlightened. You already carry that God consciousness within you. It is that light Yeshua told us we should never hide underneath a bushel. And remember, in Aramaic, light is first and foremost consciousness. It is by neglecting this fact and by our choices that we have created this mess. Therefore, we need to return to that consciousness we call God and make a new choice. You see, when I met Dalai Lama some years back, he said to me he did not understand why we, who were born in a Christian society, didn't practice the wisdom of Christ. He was pointing to the esoteric Christianity that is only accessible through the practice Yeshua showed us and the Aramaic language he spoke. Remember that Yeshua asked us to follow his example so that we, in that way, would be able to do even greater wonders than him. He also asked us to remember that it is written that we are all God's, meaning we are all God's children and ambassadors because we were created in God's image. Genuine spirituality means that we take responsibility for that enlightenment within us. The days of gurus and people who want to control us are over. Everywhere, gurus and world leaders who want control over others always end up losing control over themselves. Those who are trying to sell you artificial intelligence or any lame quick fix, which will only distance you from your higher self and your real purpose, haven't got a single clue what a human being is and what multidimensional faculties it possesses. Don't wait for anybody to come to your rescue, because we are the ones who are meant to bring the light into the world. We are the ones who are supposed to heal the broken and to resurrect the dead. We are the ones who were meant to be generous and compassionate towards each other without making a fuss about it. Listen, Yeshua wanted to set us free. He never wanted to limit us or hold us prisoners in any religion. As a matter of fact, and as Mahatma Gandhi rightly put it, God knows no religion. Yeshua wanted us to take responsibility for the gifts we were given and to share them freely with everybody else. He wanted us truly to care and share. Let's therefore start to transform this mess today, right now, by allowing ourselves to be reborn even in this very instant, because we are enlightened, compassionate beings. So look out, stay awake. A voice is on the rise. A being of light beyond anything you have ever experienced are soon to appear. If not us, who? If not now, when?
Beautiful. And this is, that's Lars Muhl, Larsmuhl. Quotes are borrowed from Lars Muhl's upcoming book, The Light Within a Human Heart. So that's on my page. Check that out. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Lars. I would love to sit and chat with this chap sometime. All right, coming down the home stretch, my friends. Let's do the homework here. The Mayan wave spell, we're in the last 13 days of this 260 period, and it is the wave spell of the yellow star, which are the energies of elegance, beautify, and art. In other words, we are creating the template of our new self. Very much what everyone's talking about here, including Teresa and Zahara and the whole Venus activation with Wales and Ireland. This is the return of the divine feminine, the return of the goddess. Addie Lamborn and her messages from the Divine Mother. Annie and I have said we're extraordinarily privileged and blessed. We're with 33 other people on these little calls. The group was open for a long time. It's closed now. And she gives us a tune-up every day, 5 days a week. She said she's headed back to Shasta. I have to share this. And my friend Dorit is also driving through Shasta. So I told Dorit yesterday that she might run into Addie Lamborn, and she was excited about that. And I said hello to our friend Helen Quayle, because Dorit had stayed with Helen on her trip from Portland down to California and the West, and she did stay there in winter, but Helen was all booked up at the moment. But Helen and Teresa, of course, are also best buddies, and I was just realizing that Teresa's partner, Bernie, might still be at home in Shasta, so maybe I'll put Bernie and Dorit together and see if that works for them to connect as well. Anyway, there's just so much going on right now. It's very exciting. So the glyph for today, coming back to this, is red rhythmic skywalker. In my birth glyph in the Mayan Zolkin, I'm red magnetic skywalker. So that's two of my three energies there. Red rhythmic skywalker today is organize, balance, equality, space, explore, and wakefulness. So turn within, take a deep breath, close your eyes. Here we go. We read this 3 times so that we can let these energies wash over us. We let the love wash over us. Red rhythmic skywalker, that's a Ricky Byers agape lyric. Here we go. I organize in order to explore. Balancing wakefulness. I seal the output of space with the rhythmic tone of equality. I am guided by my own power doubled. Deep breath. I organize in order to explore. Balancing wakefulness. I seal the output of space with the rhythmic tone of equality. I'm guided by my own power doubled. Another breath. And last time. Red rhythmic skywalker. I organize in order to explore. Balancing wakefulness. I seal the output of space with the rhythmic tone of equality. I am guided by my own power doubled. Deep breath. We give thanks, we let it be, and so it is. And what do we hear from Abraham today? Here we go. Even in your rightness about a subject, when you try to push your rightness toward another who disagrees, no matter how right you are, it causes more pushing against. This was Ariette's message. In other words, it isn't until you stop pushing that any real allowing of what you want can take place. We have that again? Yes, please. Even in your rightness about a subject, when you try to push your rightness toward another who disagrees, no matter how right you are, it causes more pushing against. In other words, it isn't until you stop pushing that any real allowing of what you want can take place. What's coming up to my mind is when I learned to say you might be right. That was like a revelation for me. That dropped in my head in my early 20s. Here's Eileen Caddy's daily guidance for Wednesday, the 11th of May. I am the source of all things. I am the source of your abundant supply. Think abundance, think prosperity. Never for 1 second think lack or poverty. When you think limitation, you create limitation. You draw it to you. Before you know it, you will find that you have dammed up the free flow of my limitless supply of all things. Next time you find yourself suffering lack of any sort, do not blame your circumstances, your conditions, or your situation, but take time to look within and see what there is in you which is causing the blockage. Is it fear of lack? Fear of being short of something? Fear can cause a blockage quicker than anything else. Fear is the source of all blockage, of course. We know this. Cast all your fears and worries upon me, and let me sustain you. Let me infill you with power and strength, with faith and belief. Once you have your spiritual values right, you will find that the rest of your life will fall into place in true perfection. Eileen Caddy, take a deep breath. Your angel for today is truth. Truth is an unfolding process which deepens as your wisdom increases. Deepens as your wisdom increases. Let me say that again. Truth is an unfolding process which deepens as your wisdom increases. Live in a way that fosters your enduring and direct encounter with life. Boom. And yes, where are we here? Let's do this, it's short enough. Oren and Daben, meditation, raising your vibration. Thank you for being here, everyone. Thanks for your time, your attention. Thanks for sharing this with others who are interested as well. Please feel free to become a subscriber to Awakened Spirits Network on YouTube and or on Spotify or Anchor for podcasts and interviews as well as morning prayers. And know that I do one-to-one sessions. I will be on for a Zoom call tonight at 9 o'clock. If that suits you, I'm happy to work with you. Just drop in and we'll get some things happening. And I'm thinking about how to do and offer more sessions with people and more groups, etc. Yesterday was huge for me in terms of moving me forward with my deadlines and the work here over the next 3 weeks. Grateful, grateful, grateful. Thank you, God. All right, so let's do this. Here we go. Close your eyes, turn within, take a deep breath. Raising Your Vibration by Oren and Daben. I allow my mind to grow quiet and serene. I am at peace right now. As I breathe in light. As I breathe out, I release anything that is not light within me. Take a few deep breaths into that. Breathing in light. Releasing anything that is not light. Breathing in light. Releasing anything that is not light. My emotions are growing quiet and still. My body is relaxed. I take a moment to scan my body, to adjust my posture, and to put my body in a comfortable position. I acknowledge all the love I give to others and all the love I receive. Take a deep breath. I forgive myself for my doubts, fears, faults, attitudes, and behaviors that are still evolving within me. Deep breath. Let's do that again. I forgive myself for my doubts, fears, faults, attitudes, and behaviors that are still evolving within me. Another breath. I am a loving being, doing the best I know how to love myself and others. Deep breath. I love and accept my emotions. I forgive myself for having emotions that are not as evolved as I would like. As I embrace and experience them, they are free to change. Right? Nothing changes by pushing it away or projecting it onto others. That's the ego. You hold it in your heart, you put it on the altar, you give it to God, and you let it go. And forgive, forgive, forgive. I love and accept my thoughts. When I experience a negative thought, I love it like a child that does not know any better. I add a positive thought next to it, knowing that one positive thought can cancel thousands of negative ones. Deep breath. I imagine my heart as a star of light. It is radiating love to every cell in my body. Wow, let's do that again. Take a breath into that. Just bringing the love and light of all that is into every cell of your body for healing, nurturing, and nourishment. Deep, deep breath. I imagine my heart as a star of light. Light heart. It is radiating love to every cell in my body. I think of something I can do today that is loving and nurturing to myself, and I do it. I think of something to do today that is loving and nurturing to someone else, and I do that. Brilliant. Give and receive every day. Today I act with kindness. I smile at people and spread goodwill. I picture my heart as a shining star. I let love radiate from me, lifting and nurturing others with my kindness. Deep breath. I finish by spending a moment sending love to several people who come into my mind right now. Take a moment and let that unfold. Family, friends, relationships, colleagues, anyone in your world that needs a bit of love that you're willing and able to share that love with right now. Go ahead and open your heart full and wide and send them that love. Deep breath. All right. You can do that anytime you need to and want to. As I love others, my vibration increases. Deep breath. We give thanks. We let it be. And so it is. All right, my lovely friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You got it one more time. That Lars Muhl, he knows a thing or two. He's lit up. And just so grateful for all the blessings in my life and in life, and for the opportunities of lifetimes that are unfolding right now. Working on the ebooks, working on the music, getting ready for Saturday's concert at the market. Grateful for all the new connections and opportunities, and grateful for the clarity. Close with a brief prayer here. Thank you, God. Father, Mother God, indwelling Holy Presence, Lord God Almighty, God, Goddess, all that is. Every one of us is grateful and thankful for the healing, the awakening, and the growth that is unfolding in our lives in this sacred moment. We realize, recognize, and remember that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And this moment is unlike any other lifetime, as we come back to conscious, joyous awareness that we are one with you now, today, and forevermore. We celebrate this oneness. We celebrate the peace, the courage, the joy, the happiness, the abundance, the freedom, the clarity that this brings to our hearts. And we offer this to the world with love and gratitude for all. For this and more than words can say, we remain ever grateful, ever available, ever thankful. We let it be. It is so. So it is. And together we say, Amen. Thank you. If you'd like to support what I do here, as I say, you can book a one-to-one session with me or ask me about sessions. You can pop on tonight at 9 o'clock for our Zoom group about channeling and healing and awakening. And you can make a donation to the PayPal. Thank you, thank you, thank you. More to come. Rock and roll. Peace and blessings. Have a wonderful day.